I'm Lorna Kleidman, and this is Kettlebell Sport Basics. In this session, we're going to go over the jerk. The jerk can either be done as part of biathlon, where you'll do 10 minutes of jerk, and then you'll have 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes of rest, and then you go into 10 minutes of snatch. Or the jerk can be part of a 10-minute long cycle set. Women can have the option now of using one bell. So beginners might use one bell, change sides one time in their jerk set, or they have the option to lift like the men have always lifted with two bells, which is wonderful to have that option. Lifting shoes are the best type of footwear for the jerk. You want to wear a cotton t-shirt under your lifting belt. This is a Kettlebell Sport lifting belt. It's not the kind of belt you're going to see at the gym or the lifting belts that you're going to use with Olympic lifting, where it would be around the waist. This is down on the hips, and what it does is it gives a nice lift to your abs and helps you create a shelf so you can be very comfortable in the rack position. That's super important. What you can do is add water, a little bit of water or chalk to your oblique areas on your t-shirt, and this will help give you a little bit of traction so the arms aren't sliding open in the jerk position. So let's start with one bell. You're going to swing clean to the rack, and then you're going to stay there. Because you're staying here, moving the weight up and down, there's really no opportunity to fix this insertion once you do that swing clean. So it's really important that on that swing clean, you slip your hand in deeply, get this handle on a deep diagonal, wrist is straight, because you're not going to have the opportunity to fix it later. That would be a command to switch hands or a stop set if you touch the bell. So when you swing clean, whether with one or two bells, you want to make sure you get that deep insertion because you're going to be staying there. The bell's going to be here for the whole set. So notice that the arm is locked into that side and the hips are forward a little bit. Legs are straight but not tense, just the weight is over the bones and the trunk is concave. The back is expanded, even the shoulder blades are reaching apart to let this bell rest onto the trunk and the hips. So this should be a position of comfort and rest that you could stand here for minutes at a time, very comfortable. And what's nice about the single arm bell is that you can actually get the hips over, shift over, and this is super comfortable. The way we're going to launch the bell off of the body into the jerk is from this position with the arm onto the body. Let's say we were to use this bell as a barbell jerk. So we would come here as a barbell jerk, and now the weight is being held by my shoulder. And I would dip. My first dip would be here in preparation, vertical dip. But this isn't going to give me any endurance. It's going to wear my shoulder out. If I rest the arm into the body, hips forward, back is expanded, then my first dip, the preparation, the springboard for the jerk, is here. Keeping the arm on the body, not here vertical, separating. So not here. We're going to keep the arm into the body the whole time. And the first dip is as if somebody's touching you in the back of your knees, and the knees bend and the body hinges. And then this first dip is going to get an exhale. Now, because it's a springboard, you don't want to do it too slowly. We want to think springy, powerful, to get that weight up and get under that weight. So we want it to be short and quick, springy. Okay, let's go into the next part of the lift. So we do our first dip. Now we're going to launch the bell up and immediately get under it. So it looks like this. When you get under it, the bell will fixate right there. Let's try that again. First dip, get under. So what you're doing is dipping, driving, and then getting under just as the arm straightens. And that helps to reduce the path or the distance that the weight has to travel. It makes it more efficient, but you have to be very fast, very powerful through your legs. Try it again. From the body, first dip, fixate. All right. The third part is to straighten the legs. So we dip, get under, then straighten. Each part, each movement is going to get an exhale. And then optional additional exhale at the top. And then drop more like a sigh. Again. Now notice how the bell is moving in a vertical pattern, and the lifter is going to move their trunk forward and back to reduce the distance that the bell has to travel forward and back. So as that bell drops, I'm getting out of the way to let it fall into the rack. Move back. So again, it's all about efficiency, saving our muscles, working with our bigger, stronger legs, and being really powerful and really quick through the legs. And then the tempo of the breathing, like running, cyclical movement, will keep us going, help us to get more and more reps. You might see some different styles of breathing online. That's fine. These are the basic elements of breathing. So start with this, and then as you become more proficient, you can always try different styles of breathing. Let's go with 2 bells. Same thing. You want to get the hands into that handle very deeply, and with the 2 bells, you can even bring the bells up here. Get that deep insertion on your first clean. You cannot bring the bells up to your shoulders after that. So sometimes you'll see lifters do this in the beginning just to adjust their hands, and then they settle in, get comfortable for their first dip. So let's go through that again. First dip, the hips are forward, the back is wide. Exhale. Okay, now we're going to dip, drive, and get under. And straighten. Okay, so work with the breathing. Again, option to take that extra exhale in the straight arms, and before you go into your subsequent jerks, there's always the option to keep breathing. Now, when you bring the bells up, when the bells come into the jerk, you're not going to open and go up. You're going to think about keeping the handles together as they pass your face, and then bring them together as soon as you lower the bells. So not like this. Think about bringing them together now as you drop, and it makes it super efficient. Again. All right, lots of practice, lots of things to think about, but as you get it, it's really precise, really snappy, and a lot of fun and super good for conditioning. All right, so in the next session, we're going to go over the long cycle, putting together the swing clean with the jerk. I'll see you then.